Hello, welcome to the next edition of Tech Sambad. Last week, we had a major image generation model release, that is Google Gemini 2.5 Flash image generator. It was actually people were expecting something big from Google. There was some model called Nano Banana, which had come in LM Arena, and it was actually scoring better than the existing image models. Everybody thought that it had something to do with Google Pixel release, which happened maybe 1 week back. But the doubt is cleared now. Now, I think with this release, Google has come up with a market leading image generation model. It is doing well. I also tried a bit. Apparently, this is, I had done some of the images. I tried changing the background of my images with various locations, and it worked out quite well. Definitely, it will give Photoshop some competition. Rather, I think now everybody is a Photoshop expert, you can say. One fact, though, is the clarity of the images. I think that can be improved a little bit, but overall, amazing image generation model, much better than the ChatGPT image generation model we had. Do try it out. The good part is it's free. It's there in Gemini. Go to the Gemini browser or in your mobile, and you can easily access those image generation model. The other thing which I wanted to put in the podcast was I think this launch, this cheap image generation model in terms of the cost aspect, I think would have inspired Professor Ethan Malik to write a very nice blog on his the Substack thing. I would highly recommend everyone to go and subscribe to it. So he wrote about mass intelligence and how the cost is now not a factor. It's rather the creativity of the human being on how we can utilize the AI. Wonderful piece. So what I did, just for all of you, I've just clubbed both the items, did some research using Comet browser, and uh, then I used Notebook LM, sorry, to get the video out. So next, what you are going to see is the video generated from Notebook LM, and it's a 6-7 minutes video. Just go through it. It actually covers those two bit, one blog and one announcement in a much palatable way, so that you can easily understand what's going all around. So do enjoy, and definitely give me your feedback in the comment section below. And till next edition, thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.
All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about two massive ideas today. First, a piece of tech that completely changed the game. And second, the huge societal shift that has kicked into high gear. This is going to be interesting.
And it all kind of starts with this quote. Now, Professor Ethan Malik from Wharton, he's not a guy who throws around big statements lightly. So when he says we are at a pivotal moment, you got to pay attention. Something fundamental is changing about how we think, create, and work.
So this is the big question, right? This is what we're really digging into. What happens when creative power that was once reserved for geniuses is suddenly available to, well, everyone? And here's the thing, it's not a hypothetical anymore. It's happening right now.
So what was the spark that lit this fire? Well, it all comes down to one incredibly powerful tool that got a pretty weird nickname.
Yeah, that's the date you want to remember. August 25th, 2025. That's when Google officially dropped what the community had already been calling Nano Banana. And this wasn't just some minor update. No, this was a massive leap. People started calling it the Photoshop killer because it could do things in seconds that used to take professionals years to learn.
So what made it so special? It wasn't just one thing. It was how it all worked together. You could finally create a character and have them look the same across a dozen different images, a huge pain point for AI before this. You could edit a super complex photo just by talking to it. You could tell it to merge two different pictures, and it could even pull in real-world knowledge to make sure everything looked right. It was a game changer.
But this is the number that changes everything. Just under 4 cents. That's what it costs to make one of these professional-grade images. 4 cents. And the takeaway here is absolutely massive. That wall that used to exist between regular folks and pros, the one built out of expensive software and training, it hasn't just been cracked, it has been completely demolished. This wasn't just a new product, it was the democratization of a seriously high-level skill.
And this brings us from that one specific tool to the enormous trend it's a part of. Because this is about so much more than just making cool pictures. This is about a fundamental shift in who has access to intelligence itself.
And this is the concept that really ties it all together. Mass intelligence. It's the term Professor Malik uses for this exact moment we're in, where these incredible AI capabilities that used to be super rare and expensive are suddenly everywhere, they're dirt cheap, and they're in the hands of billions of people.
I mean, just look at the scale we're talking about. This is not some niche tech for hobbyists. We're talking about billions of people interacting with incredibly powerful AI every single month. This isn't a slow burn. It's an overnight revolution in how the world gets information and creates things.
And the engine behind all this? It's just simple economics. Look at that cost drop. A couple of years ago, 1 million tokens, think of them as pieces of words, cost about $50. Now, it's around 14 cents. We're talking about a cost reduction of over 99%. That's why this is happening to everyone, everywhere, all at once. And it's not just the models getting cheaper, it's the cost to actually run them. The energy efficiency has improved so much that a complex AI prompt today costs about the same as a simple Google search did way back in 2008. That's the secret sauce. That's why these powerful tools can be offered to billions of people for free.
So what happens when you hand this kind of power to 1 billion people all at the same time? Well, as you might expect, things get weird.
Malik calls this the weirdness, and it's a really simple but profound idea. With 1 billion people all experimenting at once, you're going to get an explosion of uses. The good, the bad, the brilliant, and the just plain bizarre. All happening in ways that nobody, and I mean nobody, can predict.
And we're seeing this paradox play out in real time. For every incredible story you hear about AI diagnosing a rare disease, you hear another one about how it's being used to cheat on an exam. For every startup it helps launch, there are new worries about its impact on mental health. The utopian and the dystopian aren't taking turns. They're happening at the exact same time, side by side.
Okay, so this is where it gets personal. This is where we bring it all back to us, to you and me. Because giving everyone access to the same tool doesn't mean we all get the same results. In fact, it might create a whole new kind of divide. This is a really critical idea, the Great Cognitive Divergence. The theory is that the new inequality won't be about who can afford AI because it's basically free. It'll be about who knows how to use it well. And it really boils down to this. Are you a passive consumer who just asks AI for an answer and takes what it gives you? Or are you an active collaborator, using AI like a sparring partner, to poke holes in your own ideas, to push your thinking, and to make your own work even better? That difference is going to be everything. Because here's the bottom line. As AI gets better and better at all the routine stuff, the skills that really start to matter are the ones that make us human. Your creativity, your ability to reason and think critically, your emotional intelligence, those are becoming your key economic advantages.
So, how do we get this right? How do we navigate this crazy new world? The answer isn't to run away from the tech, it's to completely change how we think about it.
This right here is the key. Co-intelligence. It's about shifting your mindset. You stop seeing AI as just a smarter hammer or something that's here to replace you. Instead, you start treating it like a collaborator, a partner that's there to amplify your strengths.
But look, we can't just do this one person at a time. Our whole society has to adapt. Our schools need to figure out new ways to test for real understanding. Our jobs need to redefine what it means to be an expert. And yeah, our governments have to create new rules of the road for a world where intelligence is this abundant.
And that really brings us to the heart of the matter. We are going to adapt. That's not up for debate. The real question is how fast and how well we can do it without losing the very things that make us human in the first place.
So we're going to end where we started, with a question. Only this time, it's for you. This is arguably the most powerful tool ever created. This era of mass intelligence is here. It's in your hands now. The real question, the one that's going to define our future, is what are you going to build with it?